So now it's not. Okay, so am I live? Okay, so am I live? All right, so the stream, the reason why I asked that was because the stream on the browser doesn't have the end stream option, so I didn't think that it started. All right, and what am I doing right now? Reaction stream. Reaction stream. All right. And now I need to do this, and now I need to do this. And then I need to send it out into the universe if I want a return. You know, people have to know that I exist. Sorry, we could not update your video. All right. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Dunk, dunk, dunk. All right, do I have music going for you thinking about something, and it came up in I was looking back for something because, excuse me, in one of my pages that I had open, there was a video that was really intriguing, and I was going to react to it. And now I can't find it. So then I saw something else that made me want to react to it. Or was it just starting to watch? No, I think it was something else. I gotta try to find it now. Now I've even lost why I started this stream. All right, so one of the things that I thought was funny is that this channel right here that's live has been an active channel for over 5 years, and he still only has 30 people watching him. Like, this is kind of like the joke of where my imagination is going for my future. Like, oh, Travis, if you want to become a podcaster, look at another podcaster who's been at it for 5 years. But the question is like, how ambitious is it? Like, what is it? What are his intentions? I don't know what Arwen's intentions are. Like, I don't know if he wants to have a channel where he can, because, like, as far as I know, from what I've heard, the government where he lives basically pays for everything that he needs. Like, he just lives off the government. Like, that's his. I have no shade on that, right? If that were the conditions that I existed in, how could I argue against it? Like, that's the same thing right now. Like, someone could be looking at the condition of the United States and its economical status, and it was like, how could you stand being in that economical situation? It's like, it is what it is. What do you want me to do? You know? So the reason why I said that was because people have come down on Arwen because he mooches off the government. Well, if that's the system that you're in, then that's the system that you're in. Unless you think that you can change your system. Excuse me. But I was thinking about, that because, like, that's what he's doing right. He's doing what I'm doing right now. I'm just talking about things that are in my head. And if like, I have on this channel right now almost 60 subs, right? So he has 30 people watching. But how many subs does he have? Because if you only have 30 people watching, then your subs really don't matter, because, like, on a consistent basis, like, are his live streams populated by 30 watchers typically, right? So then that's your core. Can you survive off of 30 people watching you? How many of those people are going to give you money to have the time not to work like I'm doing right now? So I'm creating content that I'm creating content with the intention that it is a fertilized sapling, that's going to then grow, because it's going to take time. This content is going to sit around, somebody's going to stumble across it, and somebody's going to find me remotely amusing. That's about as complimentary as I'll get for myself. I find you amusing. That's why I'm here. I don't find you intelligent. I don't find you entertaining. I find you amusing. You amuse me. Go on, amuse me some more. How to get a raise. Oh, here is, I think this was part of it. Maybe this was part of it. I was going to react to something that came up. Yeah. But this is not reminding me of what it was. But that was what it was like that. Why women don't like nice guys. It's like, there was a comment made at the beginning of this. I don't think this is I don't know. Is this a short?
What is a woman truly saying if they say, I don't like nice guys? They're saying that my nervous system does not produce the effect that I call love around people who do not send it into some kind of fight or flight response.
Wow.
When I am met with someone who does not make me chase, when I am met with someone who doesn't make me feel I have to earn their love, when I am met with someone who doesn't play games, doesn't give me anxiety by being consistent for 3 days and then dropping off the radar for 5 or a week, when I am with someone who doesn't do those things, it doesn't feel like love to me.
Wow.
It does not feel like passion. It doesn't feel like fireworks. It doesn't feel like the thing that I think I'm supposed to feel.
Wow. What is a woman?
I wasn't expecting to get caught up in that, but I think that's an interesting thing to, you know, consider and talk about. Oh man, it's just so complicated. Like, you know, I think about my former marriage, and this is a description. His description of what love is not. Like, it's not this earning of love. That is the best way to describe the way that I would say my experience with my ex was. That I had to earn her love by jumping through this hoop, jumping through that hoop. And I became aware of it at some point where I'm like, I keep doing what she says, and it still doesn't change anything. So she just keeps moving farther back or holding the hoop up higher, saying, do it again. Oh, okay. No, I just did it. Like, give me my reward now. No, do it again. It's like Lucy Van Pelt. That's Lucy Van Pelt pulling the ball away from Charlie Brown and then saying, Charlie Brown, come on, do it again. Do it again. I won't hold it. I won't pull the football away. Pulls the football away. Charlie Brown, come and do it again. I won't do it again. I won't do it again. I will not do it again. I swear I won't do it again. I won't do it again. I won't do it again. Pulls the football away. Like, why do you keep doing that, Charles? That Charles is that victim. Like, he's every man. I mean, that victimhood knows no sex. There are women that are abused. There are men that are abused emotionally by the opposite sex. And I'm here to tell you that that's my assessment of my former marriage. I was abused emotionally because the effect that I had was what he was describing. I shouldn't be confused about this all the time. This shouldn't feel this way all the time. Why does this feel this way all the time? Why is there just this tension? And I just feel this pressure all the time in my mind and that's just all your life. And I just right now, what I just did physiologically right now was just this really interesting expression of how that was tense, you know? But that's what my existence was like. That's how I felt. Well, whatever that was. Uh, yeah, I mean, so his response was like, oh my God, yeah. Just play that part again real
I'm
quick.
truly saying, if they say, I don't like nice guys.
They're saying that my nervous system does not produce the effect that I call love around people who do not send it into some kind of fight or flight response.
Wow.
When I am met...
I didn't really understand that part because it doesn't have anything to do in my mind with the part that I want to pay attention to. So that wasn't the part that I was trying to focus on. That, his response was interesting because it's very deep. I don't understand it. When a woman says, I don't like nice guys or I don't attract nice guys, whatever. I don't get distracted by that. But okay, so
with someone who does not make me chase, when I am met with someone who doesn't make me feel I have to earn their love, when I am met with someone who doesn't play games, doesn't give me anxiety by being consistent for 3 days and then dropping off the radar for 5 or a week, when I am with someone who doesn't do those things, it doesn't feel like love to me.
Wow.
It does not feel like passion. It doesn't feel like fireworks. It doesn't...
okay, I am really confused right now because now it sounds like he's saying something completely different. Because I would have said that is what it feels like. That is what love feels like. The absence of anxiety. So I don't know if this was properly edited because this, I think, this is a typo in editing. He was just building up to the fact that if you feel like you have to chase, if you feel like you have to earn, if you have a relationship where you're constantly anxious about what might be the other person's mood or how to behave, like if you're in that kind of a situation, that is not love. That's the idea that he was trying to communicate, but that's not the idea that this edit communicated. He says, when I am met with someone who doesn't make me chase, when I am met with someone who doesn't make me earn, when I meet someone who doesn't create anxiety and tension and confusion, that feels like love. That's what should have been said. That's not what was said. I believe I'm correct. The only way to listen to it...
feel like the thing.
I have to start this over again.
What's that for?
What do you mean?
The cane.
It's just in case.
It's just in case for what?
David, I'm blind.
What?
Wait, do you not know that?
No.
I thought Rachel would have told you.
She didn't tell me anything.
Oh my gosh.
Sure?
Why is
Yes,
this
I'm
funny?
sure. I think.
What is a woman truly saying
There we go.
if
Sorry.
they say, I don't like nice guys?
They're saying that
Okay, now I'm going to follow this thread, okay? This is just the way my show operates. Here you go, right? It's just like flitting around like a butterfly. Flip, 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 flip. Even flow. Thoughts arrive like butterflies. He don't know. So he chases them away. Right? See? Are you not entertained? You know what I mean? Come on. There's nobody here, man. Hello, hello, hello. What ho? Alright. Something should be populating around here. Alright, so the question is... Come back again.
What is a woman truly saying if they say, I don't like nice guys?
Okay. What is a woman truly saying when she says, I don't like nice guys? Now, first of all, I've never met a woman who has said that. So, like, this is still a straw man. I mean, like, who is this person? I don't like nice guys. I don't like nice guys. I don't know. Anyway, so you have a woman who says, I don't like nice guys. What does that mean? Here's his answer.
They're saying that my nervous system does not produce the effect that I call love around people who do not send it into some kind of fight or flight response.
Wow.
So when a person says, I don't like nice people, what they are truly communicating is that they have been conditioned to respond to an intensity of emotional stress and strain and anxiety that they think should be love, because they want to love this person who was their father or their mother, but that person is creating all of this tension and conflict, and I don't know why this is such an ugly experience, because I love this person, but this person is so, what's the word, toxic, I suppose, you know? And that's what this is. I don't like nice people. No, you have been conditioned to be attracted to the wrong frequency. And you can retune your vibration. Right? So it's a fight or flight response. I need to have this tension. Like I only respond, I only feel like, and so that's the idea of what you want to do. This is a very important point that I'm about to make right now. So when you come across this in the future, feel and consider yourself very blessed. This is a very true reality for you to come to understand. When you train an animal, a pet, when you train an animal to obey your command, if you do not train your animal to love you, then you're not training it properly. So that the animal will do anything you say because it loves you. I always want to please you. So you find ways of saying to you, like you build, how are you going to have the perfect child? I'm going to tell you the secret. Here it is. I don't think I ever read this anywhere, but here it is. If you want the perfect child, then you must find expressions of love and appreciation and joy and gratitude for everything that child does and thinks and says. Affirm everything about that child, and that child will be a god when that child is mature. Do you hear what I said? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you know, I would love for the chat to be here, right? I would love for some chat to be here to be like responding to what I just said, because I think it's very, very profound. If you want to produce the perfect child, then you must assume the responsibility of pouring into, effusing, anointing your demigod with nothing but adoration and love. So that when you understand that scope of what I'm saying, and then you see the product of what you gave birth to and then trained for 27 years of his life, right? That person that he is when he's 27, that is the result of what you've done. Which shows me that I didn't do a very good job of pouring love and adoration and appreciation and, you know, just, I didn't understand. the weight of that construction of our human psychology and physiology. And I'm very struck by that right now. You know? I wish I could like verbalize what's in my head, you know, almost like this, just this loudspeaker, like, you know, so it would, so then what would happen is, because I've been upgraded, I can either choose to communicate to you auxiliary fashion, or, I don't know what the other word would be. What is the other word when you, is it digital and auxiliary, right? Is that what the contrast would be, right? I either have a digital television or an auxiliary television, like, you know, where you do the radio antennas. You know, you could still do that if you wanted to, but they made that switch back then, and I was even mad before I was aware of anything. I was like, why are you forcing me to, like, just leave it free? Like, why do I have to make this switch? And I was so frustrated about this, you know, advance in technology, and I've lost the thread of what I was saying before, but the complexity of our psychology and our physiology in understanding ourselves, you know. I don't like nice guys. I don't like nice guys. Why? That was the idea. So that you create a desire within your child always to do what pleases you. Why? Because when they do what pleases you, you love them. You kiss them. You tell them how good they are, how beautiful they are, how smart they are, how bright they are, how inventive they are, how constructive they are, how, you know, whatever. But that's because what I mean is that it's a two-way street. Because you always compliment what they do. It doesn't matter what it is. They're drawing, crayoning, they're you know, playing with their dolls, they're playing. You always find a way. Sally, I really like the way that you're playing right now. I have, you know, and you just compliment everything they do. Right? So then when you have a reason to say something that might be a little more stern, a little more corrective, and they're like, oh, I don't like this feeling, then they will understand, oh, to do what is right and feel good is this. To do what is not necessarily correct at the moment, because it's not always a sin, it's just maybe in terms of the context of it, right? I might be able to speak this loud at one point, but not in another. I should whisper. And children need to learn how to do that. And very often they learn more through osmosis. You know, it's subconscious. They just pick up on it. And that subconscious entity that is limitless and without limit, boundless, infinite, absorbs that connotation, that nuance, and then makes that a part of your personality. And then after 10 years, that part of your personality is now something that you always do. And then maybe sometime along the way you find out that that's something that you don't want to do anymore. And then you have to fight against that thing that you have been so comfortable in doing for 30 years. Could be anything from an addiction to just a simple way of communication. Oh, I'm sorry that I have always like spoken really, really loud. Like if I get enthusiastic about something, I get loud and people think I'm yelling. People maybe think I'm angry or aggressive when I'm just passionate. And I might not recognize that characteristic. And then when I do recognize it, do I agree with the assessment? Do I think that it's something that I need to change about myself? No. How long is that going to take a person to get to that point? because there were a lot of points in my marriage where my ex was like, how many fucking times do I have to goddamn tell you this? And I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? It's not that I was being a dick. It was just like I was the ADHD person that I was, and we didn't understand that. You know? Simply because I didn't do what you said doesn't mean I ignored what you said. I just forgot. I forgot. I'm sorry. Well, if you loved me, you would remember. I'm like, does that count for you too? Because it doesn't. For the narcissist, it never is a two-way street. My son is evidence of this. He put a restriction on me when I was living with him. He said, Dad, from now on, this is this and this is this. I'm like, does this count for you too? And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, are you going to hold yourself to these same standards? He's like, do you want me to kick you out right now? You see what he's being defensive, and he's being dismissive. Because he's trying to hold me to a standard that he doesn't even hold himself to. And it's just, you can't make sense of that for those people. You just can't. They just can't see it. And so that, I can't remember what I was saying about the narcissist, but it's a tendency of the narcissist. That's exactly what they do. They turn it back on you.
When I am met with someone who does not make me chase, when I am met with someone who doesn't...
So here it is, okay? When I am met with someone who does not make me chase, take the not out, because that's what leads up. When I am met, God bless the British, when I meet someone who makes me chase, when I meet someone who makes me
make me feel I have
when I meet someone who makes me feel I have to earn
their love,
okay, I've taken the not out. Listen to the progress, because I'm trying to show you right now that this editing is a glitch, because he's using a negative, but the ending assumes a positive, and it doesn't match. Okay?
When I am met with someone who doesn't play games,
okay, someone who doesn't play games,
doesn't give me anxiety,
someone who doesn't give me anxiety. When I meet someone who does not give me anxiety, because they're consistent,
inconsistent for 3 days and then dropping off the radar for 5.
Now he switches over to a criticism. Right now, I think this is a confusing transition, because he was just building up to someone. If you're like this, I would feel loved, but you're like this. And then he's just like this weird transition. He's like, if I am met with someone who doesn't make me chase, doesn't make me feel like I have to earn their love, doesn't make me feel like this, and then all of a sudden I don't know who you are. Like this, I don't know, this is just really confusing to me.
5 or a week, when I am with someone who doesn't do those things, it doesn't feel like love to me.
When I am with someone who doesn't do those things, it doesn't feel like love to me. I don't think that that's right. I don't think that that's right. That's not the way that should have been edited. I don't know, man. Listen to some sultry sounds while I make a response. I have to make a response.
What's that for?
What is a woman truly saying?
What's that for?
Baby.
Making a man wait What is a woman truly saying?
What's that for?
What is a woman truly saying if they say, I don't like you? Nice guys.
They're saying that my nervous system does not produce the effect that I call love around people who do not send it into some kind of fight or flight response.
Wow.
When I am met with someone who does not make me chase, when I am met with someone who doesn't make me feel I have to earn their love, when I am met with someone who doesn't play games, doesn't give me anxiety by being consistent for 3 days, and then dropping off the radar for 5 or a week, when I am with someone who doesn't do those things, it doesn't feel like love to me.
What's that for?
What is a woman truly saying if they say, I don't like nice guys?
They're saying that my nervous system
and my person.
That's awesome. So I am going to have to now start all the way back over. Talking about Severance. It is a science fiction representation of the human self. So all of these characters are the same person. All of these characters are the same idea because they are all the same. They are all in their own chosen, elected, constructed realities. Each one of them is a Truman. Each one of them is, all of their characters, Mark S. and Mark and, whatever. But one of the things that I was thinking about the other day in the depiction of this is a spoiler at this point, so if you haven't watched Severance, I'm going to be talking about things that are spoilers. You cannot ever truly separate who you are psychologically. You can't keep those two things separate. They are united into one central processing unit, so to speak. One central processing unit. And I wonder if there's just like maybe I can just play somebody else's something. I don't know. Give me a second. Severance is Lost meets... I don't know. Severance... What corporate culture wants from you? Okay. Whatever. Maybe I'm just going to have to keep an eye on repeating this. All right, I'm just going to stop. The concept in Severance, actually, I'm going to go back to when he comes down the elevator. Right there. Okay? In this moment, this is an allegory of sleep. Okay? Not that he's going to sleep in this. This is a story about what we do as human beings. We go to sleep. So now in a movie, this scene is presenting what it's like when we go to sleep. When we go to sleep, our outie turns off and our innie wakes up. I like that. Right? Go back. Okay? When we lie down to go to sleep, and then we fall asleep and we wake up, this is our dream world opening right here. This is our innie who has no awareness of our outie. Okay, are you with me? Severance is you.